To win at the Knoll. So can you tell us something about the team you're putting into the field?
Well, apart from the old faces in the side, we've got Paul Turner at number 10 at outside half from Newbridge, which is a very talented player. We're looking for him to do a job for us. And also Steve Pill at number 11, the winger. Those who've seen him in the Snellings can see that he got a lot of pace, and he's run a nice few tries in for us.
Left wing?
Yes.
Brian Thomas is team manager at Neath. A tremendous boost to morale here last season with the award of caps to some of your young backs. Has this been felt as a kind of uplift at the start of the season?
Well, for the last 2 seasons, as a team, we've been somewhat of a bridesmaid. You know, in the season before last, we got knocked out in the final of the Cup. Last year, we were runners-up in the merit table. I think the club generally feels that it's the season to become the bride, and we've got a couple of objectives in mind. Merit table for its consistency without the variations of the strength of the go at the Cup for the glory and the money, of course.
In the last couple of weeks, injuries, unavailabilities have dogged you.
Yeah, we've had up to 12 people missing from the squad. It's been for a mixture of reasons. We've got 6 farmers on the side that have spent a bit too much time on their land. Injuries, people away in South Africa, and a couple of suspensions, of course, and it's all had a little bit of a drain on a smallish squad, yeah.
Well, in today's team against Newport, we've recognised plenty of old faces. There are well-known names there. There are also some newcomers here, Brian.
Yeah, well, Jonathan Davis, no newcomer, but he's just back from injury. He's had a hamstring injury, and the new faces you'll notice today will be Kevin Phillips, who's a very useful player that has come up to us from Cardigan.
Position?
He is a prop stroke hooker. Paul Jackson, who was youth cap for the last 2 years, a very useful second row. And Mark Jones from Tredegar, came down to us from Tredegar, who was Welsh youth cap for the 2 seasons before last.
Brian, thank you very much. Your match commentator this afternoon is Martin Williams.
Jonathan Davis, ready to get this game underway. And when referees have been so much in the news, good to see an international panelist, Derek Bevan, in charge. Turner. And that one a little bit wayward. And no doubt Paul Turner will have had a good look at this very strong wind against him in this first half. And so Newport, in the early stages, conceding this penalty. Jonathan Davis back from injury. It's not a lengthy kick, but it's a difficult one with this wind, and that's why he's taking his time about it. So Jonathan Davis, the Neath captain, with the responsibility of putting Neath onto the scoreboard in the very first minute. It looks a fairly good one, and no, it's gone to the right to the post. So it's Arrow Parry or Paul Turner to restart. No, it's the lad from Newbridge, the new recruit at Rodney Parade, Paul Turner. Knoyak, bit of difficulty. Picked up by Kevin Phillips. And in the middle there, Phillips still holding on to the ball, but looks as if Jackson might get the release. Knoyak, there he goes to the 22. That's meant for Elgin Rees in the corner. And the bounce just defeating Elgin Rees. But good work there by Carl Knoyak, seizing the opportunity. An impudent little player, Carl Knoyak, sees the little gaps and goes for them. Foul and a loose ball. So a set scrum, 15 metres in and dangerously close to the Newport line. Tony Coombs, the Newport scrum half. And Newport holding this one well. But Derek Bevan, quick to seize and to witness the collapse of the scrum on the other side. Going over, having a quick word. And that, of course, will be stamped out right throughout the season. Coombs with a good feed. And did he get that? No, Bridgewater. Attempted drop goal to Sean McWilliam. So Carl Bridgewater coming into the Sean McWilliam, the Newport wing. And there's Rhys Morgan. What a stalwart he's been for the Newport club. Gnoyak. Davis doing well. Jacob. Powell. That's a sturdy handoff from Powell. And Steve Powell setting up that ruck and doing the important thing of staying on his feet. So Gnoyak with a feed this time just outside the 22. Jonathan Davis again meant for Elgin Rees in the corner, but a little bit too far, even for a man of Elgin Rees' speed. Jonathan Davis, Neath captain, injured last Saturday, but he's had a couple of games during midweek for David East's 15. Paul Turner then to restart. That's a good dropout. Waters underneath it. Here's Jeremy Pugh. And Neath have it. Davis, Jacob. Bit of a wild one out there, but Bridgewater's in. And under the excitement, Neath really squandering that chance. Good possession. Tony Coombs, midway between the 22 and the halfway line. Good one against the head, this for Neath. Gnoyak. He's got support, and Elgin Rees once again called into action. It's all to do with the bounce. And Sean McWilliam underneath it and running it into touch. So a lot of good pressure from Neath at the moment. Some 7 minutes into the game. Richards. Again the deflection. Gnoyak. Bridgewater. That one's going to test Paul Turner. He's going to wait for the bounce. Oh, he's thinking about a run, thinking of the better of it. Oh, this is an opportunity. Picked up by Steve Powell. Steve Powell crushing through, and it's a try for Neath. And a mistake by Newport. An opening try for Neath, but a bit of a gift, Phil Bennett.
Yes, and we can see Paul Turner. He's gone behind his own line. Now, this is where I think he notices that Carl Bridgewater, the full-back, is out of position. So it's really good thinking in the first part on his behalf. He wants to put the long kick downfield. But there, it's a bad kick, charge down. And we see the Steve Powell then uses his immense strength. But the try was created, I think, when he minded the ball and saw the man out of position. Carl Bridgewater, the full-back, takes the Newport defence on. It's a rather aimless kick ahead, but he doesn't sort of just stand and watch. He does chase up. Paul Turner gathers behind his own line, shows good skill here, but Bridgewater tackle. And here's the important point. Turner probably sees that Bridgewater, the full-back, is out of position, so he makes up his mind to take a quick drop out in the middle of the field. But unfortunately for Newport, Paul Turner is charged down, and Steve Powell gets the ball. Lovely dummy. He's a very strong young man. Strength does the rest. He goes over to score a nice try from me.
And a relatively simple matter, this conversion for Jonathan Davis. The bags go up, and Neath goes 6 points to 0 into the lead. Right on the 22, and Brian Powell, the Newport hooker, to throw the ball in. 21 today, and a debut for Newport. What a day he's going to have. Gnoyak, Neath seeming to win this ball at will at the moment. Davis's kick. Parry gathers. And that one to nowhere in particular. Paul Jackson, Neuer, David Jacob. Neath stringing it together. Bridgewater on the far side of Tucker. Tucker going over the half inside of Richards. And David Waters hanging around there like a good number 8. But for the presence of David Waters at the back of that line out, it could have been Neath's second try. Just outside the Newport 22. Richards. Pugh wins this one. I couldn't have liked that, but he still manages to get this ball back. Davis. And Neath asking Elgin Rees to do an awful lot of chasing this afternoon. So Neath have gradually got into the deep inside the Newport half once again. Powell with a throw. Jackson against Widdicombe. And Coombs tries to salvage something, and indeed Neath are penalised. Newport under a great deal of pressure. Only one journey into the Neath half. Paul Turner against the wind. Mike Richards ready to throw the ball in once again. As Reese Morgan gathers for Newport. Coombs to Turner. But this time a kick by the Newport centre, Paul Daniel. Bridgewater chasing. And took his eye off the ball momentarily, and the pass was none too clever either. But somehow they got away with it. Just inside the Newport half, just inside the Neath half. And Powell lying on the ball, and there you saw a perfect example of the new law in operation. So a penalty against Neath this time. And here is Arwell Parry. Came to the Newport club last season from Kirpilly. And a bit of bright sky away to our left. So Arwell Parry, and he certainly has the ability of putting them over from vast distances. As Pontypool members will tell you, it looks useful, but it's going to drop short. Slightly to the right, Noyak. Jonathan Davis under pressure. Oh, a little bit of magic. And look at the kick. And the Neath club will be glad to see him back. And this is where it all began, really, a couple of minutes ago. It's inside the Neath half. Right on the halfway line. What are Neath going to do? Skipper. He's going to go down the touchline. Yes, a pretty good kick from Jonathan Davis, bringing the pressure right back on Newport. A great responsibility on Brian Powell to get a good accurate throw for his Newport colleagues this time. Coombs in attendance and waiting, and gets his kick away. Tucker underneath though. Bobbles about. Got hold of it though. and it'll be a set scrum. Knoyak beneath to the feed. Good attacking position once again. Indeed, Neath have dominated the territorial battle so far. A pick up by Mark Jones. And the immediate release of the ball, Kevin Phillips. Well won ball, Jonathan Davis. And equal David Jacob. David Jacob for the corner. Second try for Neath. Marvellous rugby.
Try scored by David Jacob.
So the second try for Neath, Phil Bennett, and really set up by a forward.
Yes, good ruck in by Neath, and here's where we see the mobility of number 1, Kevin Phillips. Look, he just shrugs off tackles, and he does the damage by driving into the heart of the Newport midfield, taking 2 or 3 men out, and there's the value of good ruck ball, and just look back and enjoy the pass in. A lovely pass, and there's David Jacobs going through the gap, 20 metres to go. Nobody's going to stop David Jacobs. Beautifully worked try. Neath really putting on the pressure here. Good scrummaging. The number 8, Mark Jones, picks up, drives into the Newport back row to commit them. Makes the ball. And look at this man, Kevin Phillips, the prop forward, driving into the heart, running at the centres and outside halves. They don't like tackling strong forwards like that. He lays the ball back beautifully. And now we're going to watch it for John Davis. John Davis' lovely time pass. There it is. Look, he puts David Jacobs in. That's all Jacobs has to do. Use his strength and speed to go over. Lovely pass by John Davis, and Jacobs finishes it off.
A fairly lengthy kick then for Jonathan Davis, just inside the touchline, but with the wind. It's a low one. Nose slightly to the left of the post, so Neath remain at 10 points to 0 in the lead. Knoyak, Davis, Pugh. And away come Neath once again. There's that good ruck ball. Jonathan Davis. Change of direction. Powell inside the other Powell on the field. Mike Richards. Away come Neath. The ball being set up. And here he comes again. Knoyak, Davis, Powell, Jacob. Surely he's going to run for the corner. Tucker on the far side. Third try for Neath. Marvellous stuff. So Neath denied that one by referee Derek Bevan. A forward pass in the movement.
This would have been a magnificent try because they've switched the play there, but this is where David Jacobs gives the forward pass. Good play by the wing, they stayed out, and there's the forward pass. And this really should have been a try. What a pity. Some superb handling and movement there. Just look for the back row men. Number 6, Phil Pugh. Number 7, his partner, Phillips. Setting it up, driving into the heart of the Newport defence. And good tactics for Jonathan Davis. He's going to go left, but he sees this blocked off, so he comes right across the other side of the field. Nice handling. And look who's there again. Number 7, the back row, ever present with Mike Richards. Tremendous play by Phillips, who seems to be everywhere. And again, tremendous play by Neath because they've set it back. Good check by Jonathan Davis. Lovely handling. Yes, Jacobs is looking for the gap. A long pass, and that was where the forward pass took place.
And this is a position which Knoyak really relishes, close to the line. Let's see what's going to do with it. The switch move, and a huge gap there for David Jacob. Is he there? Not allowed as yet. So once again, this Knoyak, right on the Newport line. What's he going to do this time? Switch move, that's Tucker coming in. Well held by the Newport cover this time. And it's the fullback in the middle. Arvo Parry. No longer in the middle, right on the deck, but out it comes on the Neath side. Jonathan Davis, they've got space. No, indeed. Well, he won't be pleased with that kick, but he's still got hold of the ball. But to no avail, because it's going to be a set scrum right underneath the Newport posts. Coombs and Newport still under pressure. 9 minutes remaining of this first half. And a pick-up by Mark Jones. Away they come. Phillips. Gnoyak is going to turn the corner once again. In he goes. A cheeky little try for Gnoyak.
And here we see the marvellous striking ability of Mike Richards, who takes one against the head. That's the second this afternoon. He's one of the quickest strikers in Wales. And Neath, therefore, have won the ball. Here we see Carl Nayak throws a dummy, sharp as a razor, beats David Walters. There, he's going for the line. Marvellous little try for the scrum half. And it's Coombs, the Newport scrum half, putting the ball in, but we see that Mike Richards, all his experience coming into play, takes the ball against the head. And look at the good back row play by Neath. Number 6 and 7 are there immediately to help Mark Jones, the number 8. They're trying to win the ball. Here it comes. Little Nayak's waiting for it. Goes to throw the pass. Look, sees the gap. He's through in a flash. Beats David Waters. And look as he goes over. Who's there? Number 6 and 7 with him, supporting him yet again. Tremendous play to the back row on Nayak.
Jonathan Davis shouldn't have any real trouble with this one. And he doesn't. 16 points to 0. Newport in arrears. And we obviously have a few golfers around in the congregation this afternoon. Widdicombe waiting. But it's a short throw this time. Gnoyak. But referee Bevan not quite satisfied. Coombs with the feed for Newport. Better control this time. Waters. And this time, once again, the tackle having been made, they've got to stay on their feet this season. So an opportunity for Arwell Parry to put Newport on the scoreboard. So from 35 metres, and he's a very useful long-distance kicker, is Arwell Parry. Got the wind against him, so he'll have to account for that. Parry. It looks fairly useful. Yes, it's there. Newport onto the scoreboard from Arwell Parry for the penalty from 35 metres. And that indeed is the end of the first half, with Neath comfortably into the lead by 16 points to 3. In action a little bit into the second half. Hugh for Neath. Gnoyak. And McWilliam picks up for Newport. He's going to have a run. Link up. But Roland Phillips is there, and away goes Gnoyak over the 10-metre line. And Turner just blocking the kick at the vital moment. Good work by the Newport outside half, but this man, you can't keep him down. Midway between the Newport 22 and the halfway line. And a little bit of pulling, a little bit of barging by Newport. Possibly in frustration because they're not getting much of this ball this afternoon. Jonathan Davis against the wind, going for the corner. And they don't come much more accurate than that. So that's how close Neath are to the Newport line. Gradually edging themselves up into Newport territory. Powell with the throw. Neath with the possession. Knoyak with the ball. Davis. This out of man. Blight gets a hand of it. Still Neath have it. Phillips. Trying to turn the corner. Pugh in there. Knoyak. And Knoyak's found a little bit of breathing space. Has he got support? It's Mike Richards. Richards the scorer.
Neath really dominated this game, winning all the line-out ball. Little Carl Naik, an outstanding game, and Jonathan Davis goes for the gap. Newport defends stubbornly, but really it's all about possession, and it's Neath winning it in abundance. And there's this cheeky little scrum half. Carl Naik shows good acceleration, and like every hooker should be, on the spot, and Mike Richards is over. And here's the story of the match, really. Neath dominating the line-out, and Carl Naik making good use of what was bad ball then. Jonathan Davis tried his hand in midfield to make the break, but he's stopped by Neath. But the man who's got to keep an eye out is little Carl Naik, who's been outstanding. Waiting for the ball, his forwards are there in strength. Gets the ball, sells a dummy, and shoots through that gap. Tremendous acceleration. And there's good play by Mike Richards. Support, gets his try.
Jonathan Davis just inside the Newport 22, slightly to the right of the post. Relatively easy kick, but he's got to take account of the wind. Backs go up, 2 points extra, and Neath go into lead by 22 points to 3. Newport reducing this line out to 4 men. The height of Waters at the back, up against Phil Pugh of Neath. Coombs chases. But no advantage there, so down they go for a set scrum. So Coombs, midway between the 22 and the halfway line. And away they come, Waters to Coombs, back inside of Richie Collins. Lays the ball back. Waters, Coombs. Turner. Blight on the far side, and there's a possibility of a try for Newport here on the far side for McWilliam. If he can gather the ball, does he get the ball? McWilliam has. Splendid work by the Newport winger, Sean McWilliam.
Newport with a put in at the scrum, trying to get back into this game desperately, and it's the first time we've seen that the back row have taken the game to their opponents. And it's good to see the back row there. There's number 6, there's number 7, and David Waters in to set the ball up for the Newport backs. And it's some nice handling out to Paul Daniel. He sees the covers getting there, so he puts a delicate chip in, a beautiful chip, and there's McWilliam just gathering the ball, doing ever so well, scoring the try. Newport winning the scrum. And for the first in the game, we see that the back row take the Neath defence on. Good inside pass. And look, number 6 is there, Richie Collins. Number 7 gets there. And number 8, good back row play by Newport. Lay the ball back. And let's enjoy the lovely passing we see here. Paul Daniel goes into the space. I thought he might go over the line. He saw he was being closed off. A lovely chip ahead. And didn't Sean McWilliam do very well to guard it and score in the corner.
Carry from a long distance. And it's there. Carl Bridgewater departing. Simon Davis comes on in his place as a replacement. Simon Davis would deputise for Jonathan Davis last Saturday in the outside half position. Whitcomb failing to get his hands onto the ball, but picked up by Mark Jones of Neath. Knoyak. Roland Phillips. Setting up the charge. Looking for support. Finds it from Powell. Switch move to Jonathan Davis. Did he go forward? Yes, indeed it did. but he's having a fairly effective afternoon, whereas Paul Turner's having a fairly quiet one.
Well, Jonathan Davis has played very well today. He's varied his tactics. He's captained the side well, and he's run at the Newport defence, and he shows sharp speed. A good day for Jonathan Davis.
And Turner in trouble once again. Jonathan Davis, the opposite number, with a chip from him. Parry, the fullback, does well, but loses it. It's Phillips. The Cardigans of Palmer on the burst. To David Jacob. Little rubber kick. McWilliam is back there covering. And the crowd.
Neath having in all sorts of problems. Turner in trouble there. There's Jonathan Davis. Puts the grubber kick ahead. Parry gets back well for full-back, but he's tossed over. Now look out for number 1. This prop forward, he's everywhere. He reminds me of Brian Williams. The other Neath prop was injured at the moment. A real tearaway. Now, was David Jacobs late tackle here? He puts the grubber kick ahead, and there he's brought down. I think he was tackled after he put that ball ahead.
Mike Richards. Quite straight. As Noyak waits. And here they come once again, the Welsh All Blacks. Powell, Helga Rees. He's going to have a turn and a sprint. Silver Tucker. Looking back inside. Powell. Looking for the support which arrives. Ryak. Jonathan Davis. Helgan Rees. Jacob. Pugh. Into the line. On that far side, he's got Simon Davis. There's still Pugh going. And some excellent three-quarter moves there. Still Pugh in the thick of it. So a short penalty for Neath. Just inside the Newport 22, Jonathan Davis. Back it comes to Mark Jones as they look for secondary possession. And away they come, Roland Phillips on that far side. And Noyak gets the ball, but Neath have a man down. In the middle, it's Powell. Changing direction once again. Jeremy Pugh. But eventually Newport get a fly hack. Sean McWilliam. Simon Davis is back there. So too is the skipper. The two Davises. And that indeed is it. Referee Derek Bevan signalling the end of this match. Good entertainment in such atrocious conditions with